broadcast networks utilized, its advertisers, or sponsors. All content is subject to copyright and may not be reproduced in any form without prior written consent by La'Moore Media Versatility. The views and opinions expressed by the hosts and guests of Colorful Voices of Sisterhood are for general public information and entertainment purposes only.
Welcome back to Colorful Voices of Sisterhood. Glad you guys are here to join us today. Hey, before we get started, first, don't forget to, let me just thank all the viewers, but don't forget to subscribe, like, and share this Colorful Voices. We need you guys, and we appreciate your support. So today we'll be talking about our Native American Heritage Month. But before we do, let me just talk about a little bit about the hot topic that we think is a hot topic. What is going on with our House of Representatives and why we don't have a Speaker of the House?
Oh my goodness. And to me, that's such a key role. You figure the Speaker of the House is our third highest person in our government.
Yeah.
And without that, they can't vote on anything.
So it puts everybody in a standstill right now.
On a standstill, especially when you think about, we're right outside a military base. We're talking about all those government employees that are working for free.
Right.
Has
something to do with the government shutdown?
Oh yeah. If they can't get that budget done.
So voting is coming up next month. So that too is going to be.
Yeah, it's going to be a part of this.
Vote them out. If they ain't doing the job, vote them out.
And stop worrying about what party they are so much.
Yeah.
I mean, we need the parties, but I think their concentration on it is not for the people.
Yeah.
We forgot we the people.
Yes.
That's completely out. As I'm looking at, when they're talking about the House of Representatives, I think they had about 4 so far that they put up there, but they didn't vote for them.
Yeah, they didn't have enough votes. They didn't have enough votes to solidify that position. So, I'm thinking even within the party, they're having issues.
Yes, within the party. Well, now to me personally, it's they're waiting on one person to give them the approval to move forward. They can't come together, that one party, to say it. We need someone in there.
Yeah. So this shows that if you Republican or Democrat, is what is the best for the country. Sometimes even they know that each party they're not doing the best because of they commit to this organization or this name and they have to stick. That's what we are.
Yeah. And I think that's why it's important to really look at who is running.
Yeah.
And a lot of times we had people up there that's been there for decades.
Too long. Yes.
Too long. Rotate them out. We need some fresh ideas. We need people who's eager to take action and not just show up when they need to show up on their particular topic. Be there for all the people all the time. That's what I'm saying. That's who I'll be voting for.
Me too. That's what I look for.
Yeah.
That is very important. Like you say, always the young generation to come, they might have the driven to make a difference because they see view different than the older generation. I think is we have time to serve our time. When our time comes, we have to let that other generation to come to take over. It is necessary.
Yeah. Well, because they're going to be living here. They're going to be here 50 years from now. And what a person decides for our country, it's got lasting effects.
Yes.
It's not just for that term they are in. It goes for decades it could affect.
So that's important to me of studying to know what the House of Representatives does. So many people just concentrate on the president.
Yeah.
But he's limited. He or she is limited to what they can do.
Yeah.
Period.
I mean, everybody have their own duty to do something, and that's why when we are separate, I get that we have a Democrat and a Republican, but they both want the best for their country. But at the end of the day, we have to take a look. Like, what is the best for? Is for our name to be for the power to gain power, or for our people to make a difference in our country? Sometimes I think that both they missing big picture of people suffering, people that in here.
But you know, there's other parties out there besides Democrat and Republican, but they're the most dominating one out there.
Yeah.
But people are speaking. Voices are being heard, but it's not rising to the top.
Yeah.
But in order for your voice to be heard, you have to vote. I mean, you're needed locally and for the president. You need to vote. And we have to teach our children, our generations behind us, the importance of voting.
Yes.
Yeah.
As soon as you're 18, as soon as they're 18, like I'm excited. Eli just turned 18.
Yes.
And he'll be voting for the first time. I'm so happy.
Yes.
Yes. So that's going to be one of those selfies. Hi,
Yes.
we're at the voting poll.
Yes.
But it's important. I mean, the young people have to get out there. And our community is a young community. So we're talking, 20 to mid-20 is the population here, the majority of them. But, that's the key. Got to get out and vote. A lot of them don't realize how important that one vote is or can be.
Yeah, I mean, if we behind the priority, what we're supposed to do, then we are behind a lot of stuff. And things is supposed to move the way they're supposed to. Like voting is behind now, the chaos. And voting later, people then they give up or they have things to do. It just is important. Voice is very important. If people over there, how are you gonna reach out to them? That's just the reason people like, even if I say something, people use power to manipulate or to corrupt the system. That's what's really showing out a big time. So now we are a 911 emergency, and we want things to be done.
Yeah, and I think I first realized that when we do our taxes, and then you realize when you're younger, you just do that easy form, easy peasy, you put it in. But when you start owning your own property and stuff, and, me and Johnny were fortunate enough to fall into this certain bracket, but there's no benefits for us in this bracket. I mean, we got to be making some buku money to really get benefits. So I think it's really important to get people in there that are looking out for, no kidding, the middle class. A lot of them say that they are, but even coming to the taxes. I mean, why do I, making so much money, have to pay this much? Someone making this much money pays this much.
Right.
It's just not a fair share across the board.
Yes. The middle person is paying for everybody.
Yeah.
Actually paying for everybody. The middle person.
Yes.
And that's unfair to me, because if you're wealthy up there, you should pay a little bit more. Take care of me down here.
Oh, yeah.
You
Or just do a fair share across the board.
Yeah.
Get rid of all this tax law for that, tax law for that. I mean, there's so many of them. You really do need a professional to do your taxes.
Yes.
But so there's a lot riding on our Speaker of the House right now. A lot riding on it. And it's a shame that they're not seeing the effects that they're having on the working people.
Right. Well, and people need their money because they have payments, house payments and stuff. So the government workers could be shut down and working free.
You know who's affecting is middle class people. If you don't have income, especially for those live paycheck. I mean, always the one that in the bottom, that's the one that get hurt.
Yeah.
I mean, if you're rich, why you worry about if shutdowns 2 months, 3 months? You have that. But
but if you're living in paycheck to paycheck, like a lot of our government workers are, people think government workers make all this money. They don't. They don't. You're talking an admin clerk, for example, that doesn't make enough. So they are living paycheck to paycheck. And so that then puts a strain on the other resources available to people. So nonprofits are going to see
the GS workers that make 70 and 80,000. Their life is based on what they make.
Yes.
Because they already just went and got maybe car payments.
Yeah.
It's amazing to me to look at a car payment, $700 a month.
Oh gosh, it's crazy.
I said, well, I'm still driving what I drive because I cannot see $700 a month in a car payment.
No. People pay thousands.
Well, they pay for the name of it. You're going to pay for the name. Whatever you get, you're going to pay for the name of it. So it affects a whole lot of stuff that the Speaker of the House. So we hopefully they would come to some kind of terms and get one in there.
Yeah, maybe
But
we
again,
should
to me,
go.
y'all know how I feel. I keep
Listen,
saying, y'all took God out of everything, and this is why everything is going on until you put it back in perspective. Here we go. That's the way I look at it. Put the government back upon his shoulders. You know, that's me. So they asked me, I'm like, I know it's Bible fulfilling. Because you guys, you know,
But
you
there's a lot
forgot
of
the
people.
love for
Yeah.
people
Yes.
and the respect for people.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You really
And then-
have. Go ahead.
What I noticed too, Diana, is a lot of people say they are godly,
No.
but their actions are the
Shows
total opposite.
Yeah.
You know, and I'd say, but a lot of our elected officials are that way.
I mean, if you guys don't mind, Netflix, please watch. They call Family and documentary. Like you guys already know, but really, you will learn what is going on.
Family.
It's called Family on
Yes,
Netflix.
on Netflix. It's about White House government and what is really they do behind.
Oh
You will say like you will not surprise, but it is sad what you just say how people use God name.
Oh yeah.
Really, like it just yeah.
Yeah.
I'm like when I watched that, I was sending message like, please watch this because it hurts. People using the name of the creator and people trust you. You're supposed to lead this country. This country stand in the name of God, the creator, but you corrupting. And you have the resources, but you're not willing to share to others.
Yeah.
It breaks my heart.
It does.
Yeah.
It does.
Yeah. Speaking of a movie, I saw a movie this weekend. Me and Johnny went to go see Killers of the Flower Moon. Oh my gosh. Talk about a roller coaster of feelings. I was angry. I was happy. I was sad. I was angry again. And oh my gosh. But, and it's good because this will lead right into our topic for today, but it's about the Osage people who obviously were pushed to Oklahoma. That's where, you know, the government said that's where they would settle while there was oil on the land. So the Osage Nation became a rich people. But then settlers came around and then the Osage people started dying off. And nobody was investigating it. Nobody was even concerned what was going on with them. Yeah. True story, based on a true story. But I definitely recommend people to see it because that's just a small part of our American history, especially pertaining to natives.
So you saying people was dying off and nobody was investigating. So there was some killing going on.
Killing going on. There were
greed. Here we go with greed again.
Greed. That was it. You know, they were marrying the native women and then killing them off so they could get the land. It was very, very intense movie. But the acting in it was fabulous. They had Robert De Niro and Leonardo DiCaprio starring in it. Yeah, it's good. But like I said, me being native watching it, I was like, oh.
Yeah.
But you know, and I'm going to definitely watch that movie. It's good that even do you think your generations behind you will have them so they can actually see this is what was happening?
Oh, yes, yes. Well, I like it because there's more movies that are portraying truth and the native people or indigenous people. So I love that aspect that the stories are being told. I really do. I'm glad that is coming out, that people know, you know, the history of Native American, because it's not taught in school.
Right.
It's not.
Well, a lot of stuff is not taught in school.
No.
You know, you taught me Columbus Day, and that wasn't even really what should have been taught, you know?
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
I'm still upset about that. But one of my Eastern Star sisters have a movie that her family was called Silver Dollar.
Okay.
Yeah, and it talks pretty much how the land and stuff was taken from them, and they're fighting now to get their land back.
Oh, yeah.
But that's amazing that how in this movie they was actually killing people.
Killing them.
They was marrying in the family.
And killing them off so they could get the land and the rights to the land.
It is sad how what I learned is let us control us is money, is people, is our past experience. So like you say, it is our responsibility to teach our children the history. It's cool, they're not going to teach. Okay, that's fine. But it's very important for us to know history so we won't repeat.
Yeah.
And it seems like we are going that direction again, but people doing it in different way.
Yeah. That is
Yeah.
what you're saying.
Yeah.
It's still like a lot of
Mhm.
stuff exists. If you call it slavery, it still exists, but we
Mhm.
use it
Well, that's
in
human
different,
trafficking.
Human
yeah,
trafficking,
modern day
that's
slavery.
right. Yes.
different ways. So what can we do if we
Mhm.
keep let that happen? It will continue. The next generation, they will come. They're gonna pick it up what we're left behind because we didn't clean, and then they're not gonna clean because they don't know how to clean.
Yeah.
It's almost like we need to
Mhm.
raise our generations behind. We need to raise generation to be into politics.
Yeah.
Oh
To
yeah.
fight for.
Yeah, they
you
have
know,
to
our
learn. I
culture.
think
Yeah.
is knowledge is
Mhm.
necessary. Not every knowledge is good, but knowledge is very important. Is
Mhm.
how you use it. You see, Hitler. When I look at Hitler, he did not kill 1 million Jews by himself.
Mhm.
He has to. He has the power to control
Mine.
mind,
Oh yeah.
and he implant.
Yeah.
And
Mhm.
it's not only Hitler. They are people that believe what he says.
Yeah, yeah.
So
And it's funny that you bring up Hitler because everybody always thinks of Hitler and the Jews and the genocide in that
Mhm.
area. But the Native Americans went through the genocide also with the European or the conquerors, I guess I
Yeah.
could call them.
yeah.
With that too, because with the natives, they went through a couple aspects to try to get rid of the Native Americans. One time, they issued blankets to natives, being
Mhm.
friendly, right? Smallpox. They intentionally put smallpox on those blankets to give out to those natives. Intentionally.
Wow.
They went out and the buffalo used to roam freely up and down, just massive, beautiful animals. They slaughtered them to almost extinction because that was the natives' food source.
You see power again.
But when you talk about genocide, no kidding, that happened to the Native Americans to the point where some people don't even believe natives are still here. But we're here.
Yeah.
We're here.
glad
We're
you
going
I'm
here.
looking at one.
I'm
I'm glad he's
getting to know you.
Yes. Yeah.
And I'm glad that you are in
Mhm.
teaching. I saw you did dancing.
Oh yeah, I go to
with
the
the
schools
Georgetown.
and libraries.
I was
and
watching you like
try to let them
just
know
beautiful.
all that. Yeah, I mean the culture is absolutely beautiful. The
Yeah,
colors and
They represent.
we're all.
I like
the
the hair.
bling.
Yes, beautiful. Look, that is talent with handmade.
Oh yeah, all handmade.
Yes.
This is handmade. Very talented. Very
Yes.
talented.
Does the colors represent what they
Mhm.
represent in your culture?
Well, for me, I like to gear everything towards patriotism with me. I served in the obviously Marine Corps for 26 and a half years. So a lot of my stuff are red, white, and blue, the colors, the eagle. Obviously, our ribbon skirts are all handmade too. So that's where I gear a lot of my stuff to. Since everything's made handmade, so it's made personally for the individual wearing it. So heck, I could be sitting up here with looking like Hello Kitty if that was my thing, because like you said, when you said they're talented, they could bead anything.
Yeah, because those right there are
Oh yeah, all
they're
beaded.
beautiful.
Beautiful.
Absolutely
Yeah,
beautiful. I love the bling now.
Oh yeah, I love them, and they're not heavy. People always ask me, "Are your earrings heavy?" Not at
No.
all.
No.
Not at
And
all.
similar to my cultures too.
Yeah.
We have a lot of that. They wear.
Yes. Oh yeah, I picked some up when I was there.
Yeah.
The necklaces, the bead, and that's what I thought was so fascinating. How similar
Yeah, we are.
the culture in Africa is to the natives here. The beadwork was
Even the way you guys do
same.
your hair, like
Yeah. Yeah, very similar.
It's important to leave something behind your next generation so they know they can hold that, and you are original.
Yes.
Yeah.
You are original, really.
Yeah. No
And how
kidding.
much talent it is for you to go, and I'll let you go into the powwow, but to be able to bring and celebrate your heritage.
Oh,
That helps generation and people that don't even know that can come here to learn a whole lot.
Yeah, yeah. And that was my main thing for bringing the powwow here to Camp Lejeune is because, service members give up so much already. They miss birthdays, they miss Christmases, anniversaries, births of their children. Well, unless you're the female. But there's so much stuff that they miss and they sacrifice, which is, we know that's the duty that we sign up for. But a lot of times people don't realize as Native Americans, and we are the highest serving ethnic group in America that serves.
Wow.
And we served long before we were considered citizens. A lot of people don't know that. We weren't considered citizens.
I cannot process that when you say that. I really
isn't it?
No,
crazy?
really, that is the craziest things that I'm it's hard for me.
And you're not even considered a citizen.
No.
Yeah.
This is your country. It's not even serve. You don't have to serve. You don't. You don't have to serve. This is your home. Automatically, it just is. That is, for me, it's hard to process that.
Yeah, and it is hard. And people will ask, why do natives serve? Well, obviously we love this land more than anybody. We want to do our part, protect our family members. But I guess the point I was going to with this was when we're stationed away at different stations, we necessarily don't have our culture there. You can't walk out the gate and say, I want to go get a fried bread. And I'll tell the story about the fried bread in a second. Or I want to go to a sweat, or I want to go dance. There's nothing like that outside of bases. So in that sense, Native Americans give up their culture too when they serve. So it's very important for me to bring their culture here to where they are at. So at the powwow, we hold in an EP or a sweat. So my active duty, brothers and sisters can come out and do a sweat. We have the dance.
Which is?
It's a sweat lodge. So you go in, lodge. We make it out of the willow. Put a tarp on. You go in. You sing songs. You pray. And sweat. So it's actually kind of like a sauna. But you go in there. But it's that spiritual connection that you have. So we provide that for them, because if you don't make it home, and a lot of times being in the military, duty commitments, and obviously the long war we were in, almost my whole time in, we were fighting the war on terrorism. But if you didn't get home, you went without.
Right.
So it's very important for me to bring it here for that fact, because I went without. And I believe that's one thing that out of all the sacrifices that we make, your culture should not be one of them. So it's important for me to bring it here for them. So I hold it every year, once a year.
Yeah, I would like to come and see the part, meditation and prayer.
Oh, yeah.
Because I always like to experience how people,
you're
different
love
people
it.
pray and meditate is very important. But I would like to go back and make a comment when you say people ask you why you people serve more. This is your country. This is your home.
Yeah.
You, the first one, say, this is my country. I will go serve. To protect. This is my land.
Yeah.
Even though it's been taken away, it's still it's automatic. It's in your DNA.
Yeah.
See,
we're still responsible for it.
This is what really drives me crazy. How people trying to manipulate, mentally, why you serving where you people. This is my home.
Right.
This is my lane.
Yeah.
Can you take it now? You tell me why?
I still want to protect it.
Yeah.
And those in my family
crazy.
that's in it. It's important. Yeah.
Yeah. This it just what I'm learning is beautiful, eyes opening. How people they have gut or audacity to tell you, to question you for something that you already are, because it's been taken away from you. And still they question you, they're trying to confuse you. If you don't know where you at, I'm here.
So do you thought it's one culture or the other one is trying to have more control?
No, it's everywhere. But the fact that
No. My question was, do you think it's one culture, one set of people more than other that's trying to keep the control?
Oh yeah, of course.
I believe so.
I believe so. It's no doubt. I mean, we can we can pretend like we are blind or we don't see what's going on. The fact that it is, we just
But I
Well,
like how we all stand up
Mhm.
for our culture and our
Yeah.
beliefs.
It's very
And there needs to
important.
be more of it.
Yes.
I believe all the communities now are very diverse.
Yes.
There should be a focus and a celebration on
Mhm.
that diversity. It
Mhm.
really needs to. So, gosh, when I brought the powwow here to Jacksonville, it was 20 years since they last had one.
Well,
I
Hmm.
ain't never knew that they had one.
Yeah, they had one.
Because when I went, I was just like amazed, just
Yeah,
like wow.
it's an experience everybody should
I'm
partake
really,
in.
It always when I went, it's almost like something resonated in me
Mhm.
there.
Yeah,
It was the
it's
spirit of
very
it was
spiritual.
just beautiful.
Mhm. The coming
I studied.
together, the love,
Mhm.
and at the powwow last year we had 5,800 spectators. 5,800.
I heard in the radio. I said,
Yeah.
I was in store. I heard
So
radio.
this year we looking for 7,000 to 10,000 probably.
yeah.
too.
Yeah,
I'm
you know, that's
thinking.
awesome.
I
am
said,
thinking.
that is my friend right
Yes.
there. I just thought. I was so like, you just heard it. I'm like, yes,
Yeah.
I will be there.
And I know our sisters had their Hispanic
Mhm.
heritage celebration, and they were told they're only going to get 1,200 people.
Oh, there was a lot of people in
Thousands of
come
people
through
showed
there.
up, and I think that's great because people want to experience the diversity. They
Mhm.
want to know about each other.
It's important. We here
So
for a
we
reason.
need it. We need it. We need one.
Yeah.
On
I'm
your
gonna bring my
culture.
Ethiopian.
Agnes does one for the
Yeah.
Philippine
Yes.
Beautiful.
culture.
Not only
Beautiful.
I'm gonna do Ethiopian, I'm gonna do all African, different
yeah.
West
And they're
North.
different,
Yeah,
too.
different. So
Mhm.
I'm really like, I'm learning,
Yeah.
and I think it's very important to know people to know they are different people than you. You're not the only one exists here.
Yeah.
So I think is needed so we can have that connection, the purpose that we are create to be here.
Oh yeah.
So yeah.
But if you don't have those cultural events, it's closing doors to opportunities for people to learn from each other.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. So I'm a firm
Right.
believer in having those. So I'm
Yeah.
glad we got ours going, and it's
Mhm.
going strong. Yeah.
Yeah.
And then I know I was talking about, the genocide against the Native Americans. So obviously the smallpox was a big one. Killing off the buffalo was another big one. So we had to do a lot of shift changing in that, especially we were forced on reservations. And reservations, they gave you your monthly, we call them commodities, your staple items you got once a month. That's where fry bread came from.
Mm.
They had to learn how to cook with the items that were given: flour, lard, sugar, yeast, baking powder, whatever it is. That's where fry bread came from.
That's originally
Mhm.
where fry bread came
Yep.
from.
Yep.
Wow.
Yeah. And then people are also surprised that the reservations still exist out there. We got reservations that don't have running water or electricity
In here.
in the United States. Yeah.
Why is that, like, they don't have in particular like that area? Why?
Well, some of the reservations are large,
Mhm.
but remember when they migrated,
Mhm.
the natives, they didn't give them prime real estate. So it's hard
Almost
to
like giving them land that won't perk.
that
You know what I
won't
mean?
yeah. Yeah. So they could be out in the desert, and on rocks. It's just hard it really depends on the areas that they were provided.
It's
Mhm.
sad.
Yeah, it is. It's
Mhm.
really
It's really
sad.
sad.
It's really sad. But I think now natives are getting their voice back. They're A lot of them are going back to their culture, their roots. So I think to me it's all positive, because we got some smart
Yes, ma'am.
indigenous people.
Yes, ma'am.
They're professors now in colleges. They're good in the math and science, the environmentalists. Movies are starting to come out on them. One of my favorite series, unfortunately, it just ended, was Reservation Dogs, and that is, no kidding, on point. That is exactly what the reservation is like. We got our own language. Like me, my cousin Missy, I'm gonna give her a shout out, but
Mhm.
she's always like, "Let's do this. Let's go then." Yeah, but we got our own language that we talk, and those that know my sister, she says "a" all the time, and so people always say it's catchy. So
Mhm.
people
Yeah.
end up when they're talked to her, they just automatically do it. Um, but if you haven't seen Reservation Dogs, that is no kidding, an insight into the reservation, and it starts off with them losing one of their friends to suicide. And the suicide rate is high on reservations and within the native people.
I have to look it up
Mhm.
and study more about it,
Mhm.
learn more about it, so I can educate myself. But
Yeah.
I have different perspective because in U.S.
Mhm.
is the country that help a lot of country.
Mhm.
They do.
Mhm.
If you come to immigrant, if you come to refugee, and people go to Kenya to get here
Yeah.
through to refugee.
Mhm.
So my I was processing when you speaking. U.S. reaching out to help others, but the people that here, which is original,
Mhm.
they only need help, but they're not
Yeah.
getting help. So
Yeah.
this is not kind of
Mhm.
like
And I think that's why nonprofits exist
Mhm.
in the United States, is because the government doesn't provide the resources people need.
but they
all
do.
the time.
They're reaching out to Africa.
Oh,
Like
yeah.
what I know of
Mhm.
Africa, not only all Africa,
Yeah.
Somalia.
Oh, right now,
they
what's
reach
going
out.
on in the Gaza Strip?
Yeah. So
Mhm.
what I'm trying to say is it does not make sense when you people here.
Right.
Yeah.
If you family hungry, you have one bread and you're not gonna feed somebody outside. Why?
Mhm.
When you need here.
Yeah.
So that's what I'm trying to say. That is I cannot get like
Yeah.
yeah.
That's probably the age-old question for a lot of the citizens on why us as such a powerful nation have people living on the streets. Why as a nation full of so many resources, why do we have hungry children?
Yeah. So I don't want immigrant people to
Mhm.
get upset with me. I'm just making
Oh, yeah, yeah.
logical sense. We glad we here.
Mhm.
It's really beautiful to help people. I'm not saying that Americans they should not help,
Yeah,
but the fact that the
but we
people
got
that
this
original,
going on.
yeah,
Mhm.
original people need it here,
Mhm.
and like people like you say, your reserve, like they don't have.
The
Why can you in
reservations.
reservation?
Mhm.
Why can't they have things that they needed? Why you spending money other country when you here, you people need here?
Mhm. Good
Immigrant
question.
people,
Yeah.
it's nothing personal.
Yeah.
I fight that battle all the time.
Mhm.
It just come
I'm
on
like
now.
you sending money way over there, but you got issues right here,
Yeah,
Mhm.
right
so
in your door.
it-
People sleeping on the streets right there in DC,
Mhm.
but you're taking care of there. But I guess some of the resources have to come here.
Mhm.
So I don't know what
Mhm.
what the
Yeah. And I think going back to why we have to have nonprofits.
yeah
Nonprofits exist here for the fact because there's so many gaps that
they don't
are
know
not
about
being
it.
filled
Yeah.
other places. Yeah.
Yeah, I
But
mean,
there shouldn't be, to me, there shouldn't be no one hungry in America. There really
I
shouldn't
agree.
be. Not the amount of food that we throw.
oh my
my
God,
gosh.
with that, I used to cry.
Yeah.
I agree
It's
with you. The
Listen.
amount of
sad.
food, even in the school system,
It's
the stuff that
sad.
they get rid of.
You cannot keep
Mhm.
like you guys don't laugh at
Mhm.
me, okay?
Mhm.
I'm gonna tell you guys a story.
Oh, dude, here we go. Here we go.
When I came to America, I went to movie theater. This
Mhm.
is true story.
Mhm.
We know you probably went in there and got the popcorn or something on you bad self.
Oh my gosh.
They already know. So when I walked in, there's no food on the ground. When I was leaving, the popcorn is everywhere. Guess what? I have my high heel on. I'm on the ground picking popcorn. My daughter, father, he was looking for me. He left already. You know how the movie did it, like it just dark.
Yeah, come back.
Where is she? I was new. He saw me. I was on the ground picking popcorn. He looked at me. He said, "Fetihya, we don't do this country." I said, I cried. I said, "You walk on food."
Oh my God, I know
That was
it.
true story because again, my mindset, the way
I
the
love
life
how you
is,
phrase that too. I walked on food.
yeah,
Exactly.
walked on food, and
Mm.
that it's still this day is hard for me.
Yes.
Mhm.
You know why?
100%.
You go to work to put food on the table. Now here you are. You
Throw it
walk
away.
on the food.
Walking on food, yeah. But we throw away a lot
Oh
of
my
food,
gosh.
and we got people hungry.
Yeah, I'm still
And
have hard
I'm
time.
so sad when I see people looking at trash can for
Oh,
food.
I know it.
They do.
But
Yeah.
the restaurants are throwing away before they would call and say, I'm
They would give it to someone.
I used to work for cafeteria, okay,
Mm-hmm.
at school. And
Oh, they throw a lot of food away.
they
too.
do. I say, I'm
Mhm.
not. I'm going to take it to break room. There were a lot of single mothers. They can eat. And my the director, she said, Fetihya, you don't do that. I said, well, you need to fire me. No, I mean that.
Yeah,
Right.
yeah.
And I said, you're not supposed to eat. I won't eat. I really thought, if you catch me in camera,
And
don't
that's
come
what
in the office. I said, don't come in the office because I will eat, because that food goes to trash.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't eat before I feed the children, but I eat after.
Oh yeah, when
Cereal.
it left, so you don't throw it away.
Cereal. So if you fire me for that, help
So be
yourself.
it.
Yeah,
No,
yeah.
really. When people come,
But
the
you're right,
teacher and
it's-
stuff, I leave in the
Mhm.
break room.
Yeah, but you're right. They'd rather throw it away, and I don't want to say that they would rather, because I'm sure it breaks their heart to do that. But
Mhm.
why
It's
are
rule
laws
and
set up
regulation.
like that?
Yeah, it's rule regulation.
And
that
how
you
do we
have to
fight
follow-
that? How do we
How do you
combat
change
that?
that?
Yeah,
You know,
like,
why do you have to throw away? You know, a restaurant here have to throw away all the food that didn't sell.
Yeah.
Why can't they
There's a shelter.
take it to the
That-
shelter
yes.
or set it up
But-
outside
yeah.
and let people know? I mean,
Mhm.
there's got to be a better way.
Oh, they say even if the trash they cut you don't that, you will be in trouble. You're not supposed to come and get food. It's just I'm telling you, like I used to say,
But there's a lot of food that gets thrown away, and there's
It
a lot of
is.
people hungry.
good food.
Mhm.
Like those bananas, oranges, like sometime if
But
it's 3
think about
days
the
later,
people that
you
we
have
miss
to
that are homebound.
Mm-hmm.
We know about the ones that are out.
Oh yeah.
But the ones that are homebound,
Mhm.
think about how they're missing food,
Mhm.
medicine, stuff. We don't. How do we reach them?
Oh yeah, yeah.
I
You
really
know?
know the teacher that come, they have not ate or they don't like it. Just it breaks
Mhm.
my heart. Like
Mhm.
I told my director, I said, listen, I used to cry all the time. I
Mhm.
used because it's hard for me. Plus what I experienced,
Yeah.
it was really hard for me to
Mhm.
just throw food that
It's
people they
tough.
can eat. And it's very important to put something in our body. It's
Mhm.
like gas. You can't need gas. Our body needs food and nutrition.
Mhm.
So yeah. She said,
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
So
that's
even
it.
when school is out, kids are sluggish. We don't know. We miss so much.
Yeah,
So many
yeah.
opportunities.
And
and
I
stuff.
really, we're gearing off on a different subject, but that should be a topic for next time is, year-long schools. That would prevent a lot of the hungriness, the abuse, because during summertime you really can't tell. There's a lot of stuff that gets missed during large summer breaks, so that might be something we'll talk about. But speaking of schools, I'm going to talk about the boarding school era,
Mhm.
which was another way they tried to get rid of the indigenous and the native people. Was they actually came and took all the kids, took them all away and sent them to a school, a boarding school,
Now,
Watch
so they
that
had
on
no
Netflix
choice.
too.
on boarding school.
It's on Netflix.
Oh yeah,
Documentary.
and it was real. It happened, and affected generations. And it's going to take generations to recover from that.
Mhm.
Actually, there were people that was interviewed in the
Mhm.
documentary that experienced. They were in
Oh
that.
yeah. The abuse was
Yes.
unbelievable for a child to
Sexual
go through.
abuse and
Yeah, physical, emotional, sexual, gosh, you name it. And the kids were taken at school age. So you're talking 5, 6-year-olds
Mhm.
taken from their
Mother.
their mother, their father, the language that they taught. So they got in trouble for speaking their language, which was the only language they
They
knew.
know.
They cut their hair, which was tormenting enough, because as a child you're taught how sacred your hair was, and for them to just chop it off like it meant nothing. And for it, a lot of the schools were run by nuns and priests, and unfortunately those were the ones that were doing the abuse.
Those are the one that
Oh.
they should know better.
That
That's the
should
sad
know.
part. They trust. They trust because of what
Mhm.
they're wearing and the name they carry.
Mhm.
You see, that's the sad part. Then people,
Mhm.
we wonder why some people stay out of religion because
Mhm.
of those reasons.
Oh yeah, yeah. And I'll let you know that's mine.
Mhm.
That is mine right
Really,
there.
I am with you with
Just
that.
because of the history that that brings to me. You know, my grandmother was in a boarding school. Um, so the residual effects from that is, you know, it's hard for them to show love, affection, you know, the abuse. So getting a whooping or whatever the case is probably a lot more extreme than what we would say would be a normal spanking. Um, so there's a lot of alcohol, substance abuse, just because of that trauma. So it's even though, you know, we're generations removed, really, I'm only one generation removed from the segregation thing, but that affects
It does.
children after children growing up. And then if that's all you see, it makes it difficult
Yeah, it does.
Yeah.
to break that that cycle. But that really, I think, out of all the things that was done, in my opinion, the boarding schools had to have been the worst thing that happened to us as Indigenous people, was getting our children taken away, and a lot of them never made it back home. Those that did make it back home couldn't even communicate with their family because they spoke one language and they spoke another
They
language.
lost.
A lot of them didn't come home until they were 18 when
Yeah.
they were done with school, for those that did make it back home. But just recently, they started finding the mass graves outside of these boarding schools.
Wow.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
I know the Pope went to Canada and apologized, you know, obviously, from what they had up there. But even here, you know, now we got Secretary of Interior Deb Haaland that's doing a really good job at putting all this up in the forefront.
Mhm.
So yeah, so she did an investigation on the federal boarding schools. The report came out, you know, they narrowed it down to the schools throughout the country, and you know, they found some burial sites. So they're going through that and trying to get the children back to their families. Mm-hmm.
I'm trying to. It's hard for me
Yeah.
when
Oh yeah.
because I have my own experience, but
Mhm.
I'm sorry for you are the product. You know,
Mhm.
Yes.
the fact that it just that it's sad when people use different the name of the creator, the way they treat people. It's still I
Mhm.
believe in my heart you can
Mhm.
still love someone and help them without not changing them.
Oh yeah, yeah.
I literally believe that.
But
And
her point was they wanted to change them.
yeah, so that's
Mhm.
the sad part.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying.
They
Like
wanted to change them.
if you believe in this person and create the way you are created by one
Mhm.
creator, you don't have to change them. What you do, it might change them.
Right.
Mhm.
Right.
The action you show, then you might change them.
Yeah.
I truly believe if you take in somebody to give them better life or education, what they try to do is to educate
Mhm.
them. Still, you don't have to take the identity away from them. They believe,
Yeah.
their culture, their language. You don't have to do those things for you to
Mhm.
help
It
them.
goes back.
Yeah.
It's greed.
It goes back to greed and control.
And
Yes,
power.
that's it.
They wanted to get rid of the indigenous people here.
Why? But that's what I don't understand. Why?
Yeah.
Control. You know, and then, you know, did you have any pushback when you was trying to bring the power out here to Jacksonville?
No, I didn't. I didn't. And I think it was because of my status already. So it made it easier. But I think if I was a new person coming in, it might have been different. But I don't know. But I think me being a retired military that retired from here and what I do for the community, it made it easier
Easy.
with the connections I
Again,
could have done.
you have powers too.
Yes.
Oh yeah. You know,
So
and I want
that's
to
the
tell
reason.
everybody's got their own power.
Yeah.
You know, you use your strengths.
The people
Mhm.
above they would have made more difficult, like you say, because you are the status of. That's what makes
so I
easy.
think
So
it made
that's
it
why
easier.
the next generation, we have to train them to stay that power so they will not be taken away.
We
Oh,
definitely
yeah.
want to-
That's
it
what
to
we need to
continue.
do.
Oh,
No,
yeah.
really, we
Something
have
we
to
want
continue
for-
because
continue.
I know what you're saying. Everybody has their own power because you, for who you are, because where you are, that's the reason that you make it possible. So continue for you people so they can take your place, maybe even higher. So they can give the next generation for opportunity. Just you have to, it's sad, but this is how the society is treating us.
Oh yeah.
Just we have to be real. Listen, we have to be honest.
Well, just like when I talked about Secretary of Interior Deb Haaland, that's what governs federal land, is that part of the government. She's the first Native.
Good for her.
To be in charge of that department.
Yeah.
And it's crazy because it's 2020.
Good for her. Because some people.
But it took that long.
It took that long.
That's why a
That's
lot of
what
people
gets
that's
me.
in position, it's like, oh my gosh, it took that long.
It took that long for that to happen.
Yeah.
That's what she can do more and more and bring more people because and that's the only way. Sometimes you have to. It's the same for African Americans. The same for every generation. You have to prepare for the next generation to come.
Yeah.
And when my daughter, she tell me, Mom, and you live through me, I say, yes, I am. Because I want you to do better than I did.
Yeah.
So when you're ready, nobody who will take advantage of you. If you come to your education, if you come to your brain, if you come to your identity, I want you all that to have. So nobody's going to mislead you.
Yeah. And what I like about that is, growing up, when you look at role models that you have, now a young Native girl could see, oh my gosh, we got people in the House of Representatives. We got people in Congress.
Yes.
Somebody to look up to. And, me at my age, I truly admire them because they made it to that level. They're up there. Not only do they have a seat at the table, they got a voice at the table.
Yes.
And there is a difference.
There's a difference.
There's a difference between coming to the table, but giving you a voice at the table. And so she is going to change generations of Native women and, men that are coming up because it's possible now.
And we're going to have her come down here one of these days.
Oh, we need to.
Yes, we can work on that.
Yeah.
Because, so now, besides at your powwow, besides the sweat, Losh, what else be going on at the powwow?
Of course, a lot of dancing. We'll have the different dances. So there's be traditional, fancy, grass dance, men and ladies. The drummers are going to be there. The singers.
Food.
And the food. And everybody always wants the fry bread. So
I would like to try.
Oh yeah, you need to try. Oh gosh, yeah, it's delicious. So we got 3 fry bread trucks coming this time because the lines were out. It was crazy.
Yeah.
They had to wait for me to go there and make up the fry bread. I was like running around doing other stuff, but so I bought some help in to get that done. A lot of food. We'll have a teepee set up. We're gonna have a Native flute player playing flute inside the teepee. We're gonna have story time. So we got a Gold Star Lumbee mother, Amanda Jacob Beller, and I just love her. Is gonna have story time. So people get to come in, sit in a teepee, experience that. I'm going to have a display that talks about, we already had that on one episode, or MMIW. I'm going to have the red dresses out there, talk about that. I'm going to have little orange shorts out there for our residential school children who didn't make it home. I have a display with that. Of course, vendors. We're going to have craft vendors out there. A lot of Native stuff. A lot of homemade stuff you guys could get.
But you're bringing in something else new this year.
Oh, we're bringing in the Gold Stars tribute wall is coming this year. So we're very excited. And we're also going to have the velour trees. So we're added those 2 items.
That's awesome.
Yeah, excited for it. It just grows every year.
Yeah.
Every year I want to bring something.
Have you noticed any elderly coming? And I can just imagine how they feel.
Yes. So we actually put up one big tent just for our elders to sit under. Yeah, so they get their own space. But we do have seating there, bleachers, etc. But it fills up fast. So definitely bring your lawn chair. It's okay to plop down somewhere and enjoy the culture and immerse yourself in all the festivities. So
it's an experience that you would never forget.
Oh yeah. But really, it just shows the Native American culture. You know what we're all about. You know, you can see the colors and the dance, the camaraderie, the music, and how the drum beats beat together. You know, it just really shows what a tribe means.
Well, you are amazing.
Thank you.
Amazing.
Thank you.
I love how you brought that together, and that takes some time.
It takes a whole year for me to plan that. Well, obviously, I got other stuff too, but I got my team. My committee helps me. We're a team of 10 people.
Awesome.
I put it together. Awesome. Yep. My daughter and my niece and my sister, of course, are my guides to keep me on track. And then, obviously, the Gold Star mom asked me to bring a powwow here. Joe Hool, our lovely Joe here in the community, he is on it. Asked me to bring it, and he's Native too. A lot of people don't know that.
I did not know it.
Yeah. And then a couple other people we have from the community, the pastors. Garrett comes up from Kingston area. Nice. So all over, we got a really good committee that's dedicated to making sure we get the word out.
Super excited about it. So what's the date?
November 4th and 5th.
Wow, it's next month.
November 4th and 5th.
Yeah.
And where's the location?
American Legion in Jacksonville.
4 o'clock. You said 4?
Oh, no. We open it's all day.
Oh, all day.
It's
Nice.
at 11 a.m. But you want to be there at 1 p.m. because that's where we really honor the veterans.
Okay.
Yeah. So thank you guys for letting me talk.
Oh, this is beautiful.
Yes,
definitely.
To celebrate each other.
Yes, each other. And learn from one another.
So that's it.
So, well, thank you guys for being with us today. Don't forget to follow, like, share, and subscribe. We'll see you guys next week.
Yes.
This is good. Thank you.
Yes. Good talk, ladies. Hello, Colorful Voices of Sisterhood fans. We got some exciting news today. We are proud to announce our new partnership with Vegas Plus, Colorful Voices of Sisterhood, to be aired on all of the platforms of Vegas Plus, primarily on the Vegas Live TV and Phil Am TV network. What this means is Colorful Voices of Sisterhood will be aired 7 times weekly on the linear channels, including but not limited to Roku, Amazon Fire TV, KGNG 26.8 Las Vegas, WCETV, Vegas Live TV.us, and now, more importantly, on the Vegas Plus Live channel platform in Ampo Theater.
Cheers to us.
Yes.
Cheers.
Yes.
Many more to
come. Yes.
New network, new friendship.
Thanks to them, we did it.
At La'Moore Media Versatility, we aim to provide comprehensive solutions to our clients. We have a team of experienced professionals who can help you with every aspect of your media needs. From documentation and marketing to promotion and more, we provide our clients with top-notch quality services. We understand that each client is unique and has specific needs. That's why our team works closely with you to understand your company and event goals and objectives. We are committed to providing the highest quality services in media and strive to exceed our clients' expectations. Our team is passionate about helping you reach your goals and making sure you get the best experience and results. If you're looking for a reliable business to help you with all your media needs, look no further than La'Moore Media Versatility. Contact us today to get started at 252-497-3817 or at